Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Synthetic Lover. Last time I left you guys off after Terrence had taken Ian to the researcher, his researcher he's an assistant to. They didn't really do much to help him, but it looked like they may have been able to try to help him, but Ian sort of just ran out of there. And then we were spotted by GL while we were at the mall getting a makeover, I think. I don't really remember. It's been a long time since the last episode, honestly. I am very apologetic for that. It's been quite a while since the last episode. But let's just get right back into it. GL is chasing us, so we're running away. Oh, and we also have a dildo. Oh no, we left the dildo. We have the lube. Ugh. At the elevator, Terrence looks at the lights displaying the lift's location in the building. It appears to be climbing up towards us, but it's still several floors away. Then Terrence gestures towards the stairs.
Sure, why not?
His hand immediately finds its place across my mouth. Terrence shakes his head, eyes wide and fearful. After checking both ends of the hallway, he and I sprint for the stairs.
Where are we headed?
The ground floor.
Why are we running?
We can't get caught.
Several scenarios run through my
Are
head.
you being sought after by debt collectors? I mean, that would explain why you have so little in your apartment.
I'm not in debt.
Well, if not that, then why?
Stop. Just please. Hold it for now.
Bitch really doesn't like explaining things while they're happening or before they happen. And he just barely will explain things after they happen, eventually. You know? Not immediately after they happen, but, you know, a while after it happens, he'll finally explain things. I really hope this isn't his new default state. I notice myself getting increasingly agitated at being ignored, jaw clenching out of frustration, and try to take my mind off it by counting the floor numbers as we descend. 12, 11, 10... 9? Terrence suddenly pushes us against the wall.
Ow!
Ow. A hand clasps over my mouth.
The maintenance elevator is here and open. We will casually walk out and get into it.
But that's off limits to residents, I imagine?
I don't think Ian's understanding the gravity of the situation.
Ian, please do as I ask.
Fine.
I hear a light ding go off nearby. That must be the elevator arriving on this floor.
All right, go.
He's trying to look casual, but his pace looks nothing like what a stroll should be. Then he makes a sharp 90-degree turn into the maintenance elevator. We hide behind the deeper side as he frantically presses the ground floor and close buttons.
They say the close button is actually a placebo.
Oh my, I hate it when people are just mashing on the elevator buttons. But the close button is not a placebo. It closes the door when you press it, so. But when people are just pressing the numbers on the elevator just multiple times, it's like, what are you doing? It's already lit up. Are you an idiot? Also, when people are pressing at the crosswalk, the pedestrian crossing button, I don't know what you call it. But when people press that multiple times, I'm just like, are you an idiot? Do you think that it's only going to work if you press it 10 times? It just, somehow it just gives me a headache.
Well, that may be, but it's making me feel better.
The doors close and the elevator begins moving.
What's going on?
We're headed somewhere very, very quickly.
I gathered that, but why? You said you'd eventually explain, and now seems like a good time to do so.
I'm sorry, Ian, but I truly cannot hold this conversation while focusing on getting us out.
Ugh, my cat is heaving over there. Is she gonna throw up? Ugh.
As promised, I will explain later. Could you please just go along, and silently?
Fine, but I'll be expecting a real, complete explanation. No more omitting facts for your own convenience.
I understand. Thank you.
The elevator chimes and Terrence is quick to grab my hand and bolt down the more inconspicuous corridor. Terrence sighs in relief as we near an emergency exit. He cracks open the door and I peek outside along
All
him.
clear. Let's go.
I follow along as we sneak into the shadows of the adjacent buildings. Two GL patrol vans are parked in front of the building we just left, surrounded by patrollers and their supervisors. While we're not full-on running anymore, we're still walking too fast not to raise suspicion. We slip between the alleys of several buildings and eventually make our way to the street. The road is absolutely bustling, making it difficult to hear much of anything.
Taxi!
Terrence flails madly, and a vehicle soon pulls over beside us.
Where to?
I'll let you know later. Just head east for now. The faster the better.
Whatever, man.
Terrence pulls me into the car after him, placing our bags by our feet. I barely have the door closed before the driver floors it, banks hard, and shoots us down the road. We must have been at it for a good hour, and Terrence still hasn't said where we're going. If grabbing one taxi wasn't hard enough, we switched taxis 2 more times after that. He also always paid with chips from the clip I saw in his drawer. Why? A card reader is always more readily available and easier, isn't it? Does being a buyout that only recently gained sentience make him an idiot? I don't get it. I'm afraid to start a conversation with Terrence, fearing we don't have the privacy needed for him to share anything. He's constantly checking the windows and mirrors more than any of the drivers do, but the frenzy dies down when we finally pull up somewhere. The third taxi eases into the drop-off zone, popping its back doors as we come to a stop.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Same to you, sir.
This place looks different.
Yeah, it does.
I hold my breath as we walk inside a building that appears to be a hotel of some sorts. It looks very run down and smells like it. Stiff, archaic robots man the lobby, their movements rigid and choppy. I'm surprised they can even move with all the rust covering their frame.
Hello. What is the reservation?
Oh my god, I want to see the cute old robots. I want to see the clunker. And their piercing speakers are grainy as hell. Keo.
The reservation's
At
under
least they're
DF.
not a whore. Oh, there's nothing wrong if you're a whore. I'm just kidding.
Processing.
Oh, come on.
Confirmed. Please deposit payment into the machine below.
Terrence swiftly deposits the chips in the tray.
Counting. Confirmed. Please take the key from the key tray. Enjoy your stay.
You got a little stutter there, pal. Terrence reaches into the deep groove in the desk, pulling out an old key model.
Almost there.
Terrence's frenzied stride turns into more of a shuffle, shoes hardly making any noise against the matted carpet. We arrive at room 316 after several odd turns. Terrence weakly slides the key into the knob, twists, and trudges into the dark room. I flip on the light switch I find near the door. Honestly, it's not half as bad as I thought it was going to be, judging from the look of the lobby. Terrence flings his bag onto one of the beds, looks at the closed door to our room, and proceeds to shut all the blinds.
You okay there?
Fine.
Sure.
One of the blinds jams just before reaching the center. That's a shame. I'd rather not have the windows covered. It's not a bad view of the city. Terrence quietly claims... I mean, how high up are we? It didn't look like... I mean, from the alleyway we were in, it did not look like we were going into a very nice place, so how could it have a good view? Terrence quietly claims one of the beds in the room. Computer out and eyes glazed over. Yeah, take off your jacket, whore. I take off my jacket and get in front of him. Ooh, Terrence, don't take off your jacket. It's... Ugh. Ugh, that undershirt is unbecoming. I've told you this. Arms crossed, waiting for an explanation.
Have a seat, please.
I prefer to stand.
Terrence puts the computer aside.
I suppose you want some answers.
Yes, start talking.
I'm not actually from the Guiding Light Corporation.
I mean, I kind of guessed that.
I am officially, but it's not the only place where I work.
I mean, where we just went did not really look like a corporate office. It just looked like someone's, I don't know, someone's little shack somewhere. Didn't look like everything we were doing was above board there.
You've probably figured this out, but GL is after us.
You mean they're after you?
Calm down. A surge of anger from being constantly lied to and jerked around by Terrence compels me to grab him by the shirt. Well, just relax now, because you have that lube, and that'll solve things. Don't worry. It's gonna come up again later. That lube's gonna come up again later.
Keep talking, you smug bastard! You made me believe you're from GL. You led me on for days, convinced me that you're trying to help.
Oh dear. My grip tightens on Terrence's shirt and there's dramatic lighting on my ass. Yup. Just a day in the life of being a biot.
I don't know if I can believe anything you say anymore. Who are you?
My affiliation doesn't originate with GL, but I still care about helping you get back to your original state.
The hell does that even mean?
I'm from a different organization. I believe you saw my tattoo the other day. We're called Nightfall, and we...
Oh yeah, that little piece of artwork on your ass? Very uncharacteristic of you, by the way.
Okay, you don't even know him. Honestly, he's shared so little with us, you don't know what's characteristic of him.
I've heard about Nightfall, the terrorist group on the news all the time.
We love a little terrorism.
We're not terrorists. Quite the opposite, actually. We care about biots.
Well, slow down now. Being terrorists might make you cooler.
Nightfall believes in the freedom and equality for biots and humans. We're working hard toward getting this device you came in contact with. What it did, and what it started, with its power we can finally make a dent in the system. Biots, with their own will, no longer automata, but living, feeling beings.
Then it doesn't sound like you're interested in returning him to being a drone again. Sounds like you want him to stay being, sentient. Terrence walks with such resolve and passion. His eyes sparkle and his expression is so intense, inspired.
Imagine the value it may have for biots. If we can study what happened to you, Ian, understand how the device affected you and replicate it, we can finally have an advantage. A powerful tool to bring GL down. When we figure this out, can you imagine what we can accomplish?
And what is that?
Freedom. Complete independence from GL. Biots will be able to live side by side with humans as equals. Not many people realize how incredibly close biots are to humans, and you, Ian, are proof of that. Since interacting with the device, you're acting like a human. You have free will. You have emotions, feelings, preferences of your own. It's amazing and has never happened before. You're an accident we're all thankful for at Nightfall.
I don't know, just calling him an accident just sounds funny, like he was an unwanted pregnancy.
I can't believe this. You actually never intended to fix me!
Oh, get over it, Ian, come on. The more I listen to him, the more incredible it all sounds. I've been played like a fool. You mean like a fiddle? Oh, and I got into the exact same position as before. Tightening my grip on him while the dramatic lighting played on my ass. Unable to hold back any longer, I throw a punch at Terrence.
This is for lying to me!
Another punch.
And this is for using me for your own selfish goals! For the interrogation? Stashing me in your apartment? Making me run away with you?
Damn, bitch, you yell. I punch him again and shove him carelessly to the bed, ready to rain more hits on him. But something snaps me out of my frenzy. The look in Terrence's eyes, the fear and distress reflecting at me, makes me pause. What am I doing? Am I actually attacking a human? What am I doing? My body is so tense that it's overwhelming. I have all the energy in the world to launch myself forward to make this feel fair. To hurt Terrence for what he did to me, for all the trouble he caused. I step towards the bed and Terrence backs away. The bruises forming on his face are turning into a deep red and the smallest bit of blood drips from his mouth. I hit him pretty hard and yet I only used a fraction of my strength. It slowly dawns on me how easily I could have injured this human. Oh, humans are such frail, gentle creatures. But now I'm a little bit confused, because he said he only used a fraction of his strength. Now, I was under the impression that biots were mostly sort of human. Like, I don't know. Now I'm confused. Are they more robot than human? I have no idea. The thought suddenly makes me sick. How could I do this? If I didn't bother holding back, I could have split his skull in half. I have to leave. Now I don't want to kill him. I'll reach out to Rico. She'll help and get me to the real GL techs. To help me, to save me from this.
Ian, I understand that you're upset. You've been lied to and feel used, but please, try to see it our way.
That's big talk from someone who's just like, yeah, I did want to help you. Actually, no, I don't want to help you. I actually have many ulterior motives.
Don't you want to live your life free? Do the things you want to do. Work and get paid. Have time off and just live for your own pleasure.
I'd love an HMO. I let go of Terrence and he wipes the blood off his lips.
I gotta leave. I have to go.
I make my way to the door, trying to remember if I have any credit chips left to call a taxi.
Ian, wait! Don't go!
I'm not Ian. I'm an Elysian model number 532, an entertainment companion.
Damn. If only people today were so proud of being sex workers. Well, I mean, if only people, not the sex workers. You know what, forget it. The thought has lost me.
I can't stay.
But apparently in the future, it's a
I
very
don't want to hurt you. I need to
honorable
get
profession.
back to someone
That's
who's
what I'm
honest.
trying to say. It's a very honorable profession to be a sex worker. It should be like that today. That's what I was trying to say. At least based on the way Ian is talking about it. I can't... why am I reading that?
No! You can't go back! You don't understand! Nightfall can still help you! We will recover the device. I promise. I will do this for you. It's my main assignment, and I never lied about that.
Terrence gets up from the bed and approaches me with caution.
Our plan is to let you use the device once we get it, and keep you safe until then. Ian, you're very important to this cause. You're one of a kind. We can't let you fall into the hands of GL.
I'm just a thing after all, aren't I? An object you stash away and keep a secret?
That's not what I meant.
That's what it sounded like. And you know what? I'm not interested.
Maybe if you knew more about the work Nightfall does, you could even join the cause and help other buyouts be free.
Do other buyouts want to be... I mean, they're just robots until you make them sentient, right? So, like, is it even morally acceptable to intentionally make an inanimate object sentient? Like, is that not morally objectionable? Just to be randomly doing that? Especially if you don't have any support system to actually help them after, you know, they are sentient?
You're just not getting it. I don't want to be free. I just want everything to go back to how it used to be. GL could still help me, which is why I need to go.
No, they can't. And they won't. What do you think GL will do to a buyout that can lift a hand against humans? They will kill you. They will shut you down and destroy your components.
Kill me? Why?
What? You're stupid.
Because they can't repair you, Ian. Even if they had the device, they won't use it to help you. They won't know how to either. Buyouts are very hard to repair. It's less expensive to get them replaced than to spend months digging for a solution. I know GL's standard protocol for rogue buyouts. Buyouts are incredibly complex beings, and no one fully understands some of the factors that can influence you and...
How often are buyouts going rogue? I thought I was the first sentient one you've ever seen. How often are they going rogue? What does going rogue mean?
What are you saying?
You can't go back to the way things were. GL won't assist you with getting back to normal, but Nightfall will try, once we get the device.
I don't think he will, because you were talking about how awesome it is that I am a thinking, living person.
The minute you get scanned by a GL biot scanner, they'll bag you and take you for diagnostics. As soon as they find out you're beyond repair, they'll dismantle you, piece by piece.
Or maybe he will want to cure us and make us back into a unthinking being, because if they reverse engineer it, then they'll understand how to make other robots sentient. I don't know, maybe it's true, I don't know.
They can't afford to have a biot around who cannot be controlled, who might start defending himself if treated poorly, who will put up a fight or simply refuse to do what he is told. You've been affected by the device, which GL has no interest in acquiring for your sake. Not only will it be impossible to reverse your state without the device, but GL will have you disposed of long before they find it.
Shit!
It seems that I do need that device after all, and when we get it, I'll use it and everything will be back to normal, and then I'm sure they'll want me back, right?
We pretty much have no choice but to stay with you.
Aww. Terrence nods and I slide down to the floor.
I can't handle this.
I feel tears starting to roll down my cheeks.
I can't go back. People start over all the time. Why not me?
Aw, poor Ian. You want some nutrient paste? You want some of your biot nutrient paste? It'll make you feel better. If GL is really going to kill me as soon as I turn myself in, it's a dead end. Am I to be Terrence's study subject forever? Can I actually put any more trust into someone who's already betrayed me? They're gonna put something into him.
It's just not fair.
I won't pretend to know exactly what you're feeling right now. It's a lot to take in at once.
Terrence seats himself next to me on the floor.
I'm here for you.
A soft hand makes its way to my shoulder, gently but firmly gripping it.
I'm not blameless in all that's happened. I should have been truthful with you from the start, but we can start afresh, here and now. I am truly, sincerely sorry.
He's asking for my forgiveness? I'll think about it.
Why do you even care if I forgive you? Don't you just need me for your device thing?
I care because I care about you.
Oh god, he's been getting horny for me. He looks away as if he's admitted something very personal.
Beyond my purpose for the Nightfall's cause?
You're quite amazing. You know that?
Yeah. Nice going, Terrence. That doesn't answer my question. How? How am I amazing? Explain it.
You want to start fresh? Like, we're meeting again for the first time.
Because he's barely paid attention to me the entire time I've been in his care. So for him to be like, you're quite amazing, you know that? It's like, I don't think you think that.
That would be nice. Wipe the slate clean.
You just got a thing for biots.
Wipe the slate clean, huh?
Well, biot fetish.
Just because I'm choosing to forgive you, it doesn't mean I'm going to forget.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Terrence gets up from the floor and helps me to my feet.
Well then,
Hello, I'm Terrence. It's very nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Actually, my real name is Andre. Terrence is my undercover name.
Andre.
Это правда?
Excuse me? Eto Profta? What just happened?
Yes, it's true. Wait, did you just...
Pleased to meet you, Andre.
Wait, did he just what? I don't understand why he spoke in Russian just now. It feels weird to call him by his real name. It's like he's officially a different person. Could I have even understood why he just spoke in Russian? I don't get it. Are they gonna explain it? But considering he technically is, it makes perfect sense.
So, tell me, What's this organization you work for again?
I work for Nightfall, a group dedicated to buyout liberation and equal rights for all beings.
How lofty an ideal. And you think you'll be able to pull it off?
I wouldn't be with them if I didn't. Besides, we currently have an ace named Ian up our sleeve.
Interesting. So you say I should trust Nightfall, act like they're wholly in the right.
Some of the subterfuge can be distasteful at times, but I trust them with my life. They've helped me stay alive long enough to further my research into buyouts and get them one step closer to freedom.
But you see, he keeps saying get buyouts closer to freedom, but it's like... It's not like you're getting them closer to freedom. They're inanimate objects right now. If you make them animate, then you didn't free them. It's like you created... It's like you birthed them. Like, I don't even know.
Truly, that's
strange.
all I've ever wanted. For all buyouts to be free of any predestined plan for them. Free to pick your own avenues and ventures.
It's like you're gonna make your toaster sentient, so it doesn't have to serve humans anymore. Like that's what he's doing out here. But I guess really all he cares about is sort of like destroying GL, because apparently they like run the country or perhaps the world. I have no idea.
Even if it's going back to the way things were?
Yes, if that is what you truly want.
Then should we check our leads on the device?
Great idea.
Terrence retrieves his comms device from off his bed.
We're still awaiting the next lead on the device. As soon as we have that, you'll be the first to know.
Wouldn't that make me the second to know?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
You know, we could just go back to Bastion at the Black Orchid. He has the closest link to it.
Very true. Again, it just seems like we should have chose Bastion back then. Everything was... The game was telling me to do it. Bastion was telling me to do it. Terrence was telling me to... Well, Terrence wasn't telling me to do it. But almost everyone was telling me to do it.
As much as I would like to agree, Bastion is a very small fish in a big pond. He may believe he has proximity to the device, but GL is several steps ahead of him. In addition, we can't go anywhere until I get my new ID. As you've undoubtedly figured out, my identity has been compromised. GL is on to me again.
Oh, are you gonna have to dye your hair?
You've done this before?
Regrettably, yes, several times. I've set up a time tomorrow to receive new credentials. For now, let's rest while we can. We should be safe here for the night. Good night, Ian.
Good night.
Terrence, with a dejected sigh, turns off the lamp, plunging the room into darkness. Wow, what have I gotten myself into? All I wanted was to go back to working and not feel anything. Go back to whoring and not feel anything. Now I'm on the run and associating myself with an organization officially known as a terrorist group. Why did this happen to me? I'm just an entertainment companion. What I wouldn't give right now to just crawl away, to forget this all ever happened. A warm hand followed by a low rumbling stirs me from my sleep.
Ian, wake up.
I open my eyes and see Terrence standing over me. He's wearing glasses I haven't seen before.
Rise and shine.
You think that's it? That's it? Show me a picture of this man without glasses and with glasses, and it's like... They're different people. Like, who is this person? I don't know him.
It's still dark out.
I slowly shuffle out of bed and start putting on my clothes.
What's with the glasses? Is that a disguise thing?
Not really. My eyesight is not optimal, so I wore contact lenses to work. There's just no need for them anymore. Our contact will be here shortly, so please have your bag ready. We'll be leaving in a few minutes.
My bag's already prepared. Didn't really unpack last night. Should I be expecting us to sneak around again?
Not at the moment, but be ready for anything. We're on the run from GL after all, not some small fry.
Yes, it's official. If I was just avoiding GL for the risk of being discovered as a buyout before, Now I'm probably a full-fledged fugitive.
We're not leaving through the front entrance, are we?
No. No, we are not.
A small hum and flashing light comes from Terrence's comms device. He quickly snatches it up and scours
They're
it.
here, parked by the alleyway just a few steps from this hotel.
Does he look older with those glasses? I think he do. He looks like he added a few years. And that's not helping considering he's already like... I don't know how old he is, but that white hair is not, it's not working in his favor. Terrence grabs his bag and heads out through the door with me right behind him. I guess it's more gray hair, but whatever. Sure enough, there's an unmarked van sitting idly outside the building with a person leaning against it, taking short drags from their cigarette. They lock eyes with us, stamp the cigarette out, and slide back the passenger door open. Terrence is the first to climb into the back. My eyes barely have any time to adjust to the new darkness as the door slams shut behind me.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Is this a limo?
Good to see you again, Doctor.
Likewise. I'm glad you two are in one piece. Good job not getting caught, Terrence.
Thank you. It was a close one this time.
I guess he's done it before.
Still, well done.
Aw, that's so nice of her, considering how much she was like... Yesterday, she was like, Terrence, be quiet. She really has him whipped, I think. Hearing those words makes me wonder if I underestimated the gravity of our situation last night. Terrence was quite stressed while trying to get us out. I suppose I should be more grateful to him. I feel the van's engine start as we begin leaving the hotel area.
And how are you holding up, Ian?
Fine, I guess. All things considered.
I look at Dr. Ceres as if seeing her for the first time, now I know that she's part of Nightfall.
I would like to apologize, Ian. You were trusting us to get you answers, and we weren't able to provide anything immediately during the interview.
I understand. It was silly of me to expect this to get resolved right away. Terrence explained we'll be needing the device after all. He also told me about Nightfall.
I see. I'm sorry we had to keep you in the dark. Now you know where we stand, and I trust you understand the importance of secrecy.
Yes.
All right, now the good news. We know where the device is. It's a general location, but it's better than the wide map we had before. Am I correct in assuming you'd like to pursue it, Ian? Or has that changed?
I still want to use it. Are we going to get it now?
Not quite. It's currently stored in a secure GL location, and a plan has been put together to retrieve it. First, here are your new IDs.
She hands Terrence a sealed envelope. He opens it, revealing ID cards and documents.
Terrence Forrest. Original.
What? Should you really be keeping the same first name as your last fake identity? I don't think that's good.
Inside that envelope, there are also files regarding your new occupations.
Occupations? As in plural? Does that mean I'll be working too?
You'll have more time to review them later when we arrive at your new lodgings. I'm afraid they won't be as luxurious as your previous accommodations. Given the immediacy of need, we were only able to obtain a modest apartment with basic amenities near your new workplace.
Oh, we're getting real jobs?
We secured you 2 positions near where we believe the device is located. Terrence, you'll be overseeing a medium-sized team of techs in the biot maintenance sector. A lot of desk work.
Oh, come on, sex work. Come on, sex work. That's what Ian's thinking right now.
Fine by me.
Ian, your role will be in clerical assistance.
Clerical assistance in a brothel?
What is that?
You will assist in, among other things, obtaining coffee, filing documentation, liaison communications, and other subordinate duties.
I heard subordinate duties and my mind went somewhere else.
Will I be able to do this job properly? I'm afraid I don't have any training in clerical assistance.
Rest assured, you're more than capable.
I wonder where the confidence comes from.
That brings me to the next point. You two are tasked with finding the exact location of the device and retrieving it. You have about 3 weeks. After that, Our sources indicate the device could potentially be transferred to a different location.
Who's your sources? Who are your sources that are giving us this timeline?
How do we
I wanna
balance
know.
keeping up with our appearances and finding the device's location?
With patience and careful planning. I
And a
have no doubt
montage.
you two are capable of making this happen. Besides, undercover work is second nature to Terrence. He'll support you, Ian.
Terrence gives me a reassuring nod.
We're here. You needn't worry about being stealthy. This is a relatively safe area where no one knows your faces.
On the topic of faces, is it okay that we have the same faces as before without changing anything? That doesn't seem like it's okay, but no one seems worried about it.
Understood.
You know, we could have changed our hairstyle. Maybe wore a little makeup, I don't know. It's hard to get a bearing on this area. Did I not read that last line? The vehicle stops and the passenger door slides open. I hop out trying to take in the location. It's hard to get a bearing on this area. It's still dark outside, but I can tell the space around the van looks clean and the surrounding buildings are modest.
Let's be off.
Good luck, you two.
I feel like we'll need it. Without looking back, I followed Terrence into our apartment complex. Dr. Series wasn't kidding about the downgrade. This place looks like it's 10 levels below Terrence's old suite. Small windows, dated furniture, and a tiny bathroom with a shower cabin that looks like it would be a tight fit for either of us. I personally don't mind much since it's still a step up from my old unit at the dollhouse, which only had a narrow bed, toilet, and sink. I carefully place my bag next to the wall and settle on the couch. Terrence does the same and takes a seat next to me.
We apparently start tomorrow. Our orientation will be bright and early. Until then, we've got some time to relax.
I take note of how calm Terrence appears compared to our time in his apartment. Maybe it's the fact that he's getting closer to his goal or that he doesn't have to pretend to be someone else in front of me anymore. Either way, it's a relief to see him this way. It also makes me feel more relaxed, but I still haven't forgotten I have a lot of questions for him.
Is it really second nature to you? Staying undercover for years, living with minimal possessions, constantly looking over your shoulder? Isn't that exhausting?
Not to mention lonely. I imagine it'd be hard to make genuine connections with others. I'm starting to understand why Terrence kept me at a distance a little better now, I guess.
Never said it wasn't. When I'm close to despairing over it, it helps to have a measurable goal I can focus on. As for the device, we'll get it. I swear to you.
Passionate about his goal, dedicated and definitely fully committed to Nightfall. This is the new Terrence, and I'm slowly becoming more familiar with him. I do believe that he'll do his best to get the device. That is the part I don't doubt about him.
If we play this smart, we can make this happen and get out unscathed. Let's act well on our parts.
I don't know if I can pretend well enough these days. Got any advice for me?
I'd recommend to start believing the act. If you can convince yourself that you really are who you're pretending to be, you could probably fool anyone.
So what you're saying is, I should believe I'm an actual clerical assistant, human and all, and just work?
I wish I could. Dang, what is just this defeatist mindset?
It feels pretty daunting to try and pretend I'm human.
How come? What part are you having trouble with?
Now that he's asking, I don't really know how to answer. I had this big idea that I'm somehow completely different, but when I think about the concrete evidence, there isn't anything I can put into words. Maybe it's a general feeling. Sensing my hesitation, Terrence continues.
See? You're not so different from a human. You have emotions, get lonely, like fresh food, enjoy a comfortable bed. I've even seen you having fun shopping.
All that is true. One particular aspect he mentioned catches my attention.
So you could tell that I felt lonely.
Of course. I admit a big part of it was my fault. Unfortunately, there wasn't much I could do at the time.
What were you doing all those days that you came back late and you were so tired? I want to know. Because I don't know what you could have been doing.
I understand. And how are you going to make it up to me now?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The lube is burning a hole in his pocket right now. That was a bold question, partially a joke, but I'm curious how he's gonna take it.
Well,
I'm kidding, Terrence. Don't worry about it.
No. Is there anything in particular you'd like me to do?
Yikes, we are just going towards this sex scene at light speed. I didn't have an answer prepared, so it takes me a few seconds to come with one.
A neck massage would be nice.
Uh-oh, it starts with a neck massage, and then Ian's gonna be like, it's been a while since I performed the function I was created for. I'm starting to miss it. And we all know the function he was created for. Oh god. Terrence looks a little surprised. Maybe he was expecting to say a home-cooked meal.
Sure. Will you take a rain check, though? I want to go over our documents right now.
Yeah, no problem.
No. Sex later.
Well, guess the new highs have arrived. Come on, get your asses in here.
Oh. 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 Oh god, not Ian showing up like a tramp, and then to this first day of work he shows up like a hoe, and then this black lady is like, get your asses in here. No. Oh my god, that's funny. This is a good place to end it. Oh my god, I love it. So thank you all for watching this episode of Synthetic Lover. Next time when we come back, we're going to see Ian and Terrence adjust to their new undercover lives. It's gonna take Ian a bit more adjusting, as you can tell, since he's dressed like a whore to his first day of work as like a clerical assistant. He's just gonna be doing busy work. But I'd like to thank all my patrons that support me at the Aiden tier or above, and their names are Eric Ellis, Blue Lagoon, Hooray is My Way, and NQS. So thank you guys, and I thank all my patrons for supporting me, making it possible for me to play games like this on my channel. And yeah, see you next time. Bye, guys.